That was not planned. It's supposed to be like this. Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. As always, I am Boser, and Melon is bullshit. God, that's stupid. This is why I want to switch to OBS, because if I had clicked the video, it wouldn't just end the previous video before going to the next one. It would have just gone to the next one, as is meant to happen. Anyway, this is your Monday Night Geek Out sesh, except it's that one time a month where I don't geek out with a professional. I geek out with my best friend T.
With his regret.
Be like, wow, this either something fucked up the schedule, somebody canceled, or I got lazy and just couldn't figure out anybody to hang out with.
I need my fallback option. Are you free?
You free? Hey, bro, you free?
3 a.m. You up?
Hey, I haven't texted you that in a whole week.
Question mark. I know, it makes me feel unloved, to be completely honest with you.
Okay.
How do I know you still find me attractive if you don't hit me up?
I don't know. I try to tell you you're pretty every chance I get, but
I'm glad somebody does.
I guess that's not at no one in the chat currently.
Also, why was that intro so long?
Because it's a longer one that I just threw in, and then I also ran and fixed myself a new drink.
That was the longest intro in the world.
Normally, on a Geek Out sesh, we would have pictures of the guest. It would be... Actually, I did extend it a little longer, but I would try to start it a little earlier.
Alec, what's a prosional?
What's a what?
What's a prosional?
Prosional artist. If you don't know, you shouldn't ask.
Damn, you're right. I shouldn't ask.
But this is your Monday Night Geek Out session. Normally we be talking to you artists. We talk about cosplayers, streamers, professionals, game designers. And instead, you're just going to hang out with us. This is your just chatting moment of the week. Or the month, I guess.
Set up all these things, and then there's us.
Well, you know what? When someone so happens to stumble upon this podcast or this YouTube, I want them to know what they should then immediately scroll to. There is better things on the internet, on this channel even.
We're the show that, like, God, I can't fucking find anything to watch. I'm like, I guess I'll watch these fucking idiots until I fall asleep or find something better to do.
Yeah.
That's our niche. I think it works for it. The forensic... That was a good one.
Sorry, we missed Alex Ask Me Anything. He said, T, did you like the picture I drew of you?
You drew a picture of me?
What? You didn't see? You didn't know?
I've been off the internet pretty heavily as of late, so no.
Did you happen to see his t-shirt designs?
As a professional, yes. Realistically, I'm not confident.
Well, let's scroll through them real quick, because
let's do that, so I don't look like an idiot who
this was on the list.
Pay attention to his own community.
This was on the list that I wanted to go through, because we still have a couple more days actually, of voting for your favorite t-shirt designs. So let's show the kids what we're doing. We are in the middle of a contest for the first annual community t-shirt design contest. It's a very long name.
We're workshopping it. It's season 1.
Okay. And so you can do so by... I got too many screens. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Holy crap, 32. Okay. You can go to our Instagram or even our Discord, and you can vote for your favorite designs. All you got to do is comment with your favorite number on the Instagram or react to your favorite designs. You could do both if you're as a part of both, or even on our Facebook, which I don't even think we have a command for Facebook, because why would we?
Let's find out. Nope.
Nope.
Are we gonna add one? Nope.
Who needs Facebook? Fuck Facebook. I say that so
it's
regularly.
Meta.
Oh, my bad.
Put some
That's why.
respect on their name.
Try a command meta. See what happens.
I feel like I need to flip my screen so I can look at
It's a bunch of shit emojis.
the designs. There we go. Now I can look at our designs.
So these were designs that were all given and submitted to us. These are all original artworks. We gave about a month to do so, and we've got 6 great designs here. So we're gonna go through them. We've got this one by our main squeeze, Oceana. That is Andresh as the broker.
I like it.
She's mixed.
It gives me Darth Revan vibes.
Okay, I can see that. She actually added the what are they called?
Hi, John. What's up, buddy?
What's up, John? Welcome. We're just chatting. We're just hanging. We're going through the t-shirt designs. We're about to see yours. What are these called?
Runes.
Thank you. Runes.
I just couldn't tell who the runes were. Alec, I'm 100% removing that command. Just a heads up.
Thank you, Alec, for attempting to be helpful for us. So yeah, this is Andresh as the broker. I like these kind of FGBG runes here.
Why is
mixed with technical difficulties. Verbal difficulties, technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
In my mouth. Because every time we have technical difficulties, it's Andresh's fault from here on out.
You're not wrong. I feel like regardless of how this plays out, that should be our Thursday night technical difficulty screen.
Done deal. I'll get with Oceana.
Yeah.
She'll give me the assets, and I'll make it work. Next is from DSB.
I love the fact that he turned this into a shirt because he did this on his WWE account.
Yeah.
And it's now in my wish list because I now want to play WWE games again. So I saw this and I was like, I could go back to playing a wrestling game again just because I want to download this and fight for that title. I like the positioning of it. That makes it that much better.
That was Mrs. Boser's idea. I
Shout
told her
out
about
Ms.
it, and
Boser,
she's like,
gang.
"Oh, you should put it really low on the shirt." I said, "That's a great idea."
You don't see a lot of that. I don't know if I've ever had a shirt with solid and then design down at the bottom. I like that.
And maybe if it's a winner, then we add a little zhuzh to the top.
Just a little bit.
You know, just a little, something small.
A little Salt Bay action.
And here's John's.
Okay.
Look at these callbacks to our Kingdom Come.
Oh God! Now I got to think. What would the tree be?
So this was Balor.
Yeah.
That was Tucker.
Okay. Oh, is that what a snickerdoodle looks like?
Yeah, actually.
I'm gonna keep it up.
Like
I've never had a snickerdoodle. So I don't know what they look like. We can play a wrestling game. All right, guys, I'm out. Sorry, I got other things I can do.
Ooh, he's going to wrestle.
You can find that.
I don't even mind. You be back in 3 minutes or a half hour, however long.
I don't even need that much time. All right, so we've got Balor. We've got Tucker.
But John, walk us through this design because I'm very interested. Actually, I don't.
I spent so much of my life writing Kingdom Come, and I'm drawing
This is the puka necklace. This is with the god. The Santa Claus.
Alex God. Do I have to take off my pants and look at my tattoo? Hold on.
I think you do. She said 3 pumps, maybe.
Nikolai. Who did Nikolai?
We are so bad.
It started with a P. I also gotta realize I can't stand up very high, or some things are gonna be on the internet. We don't really need those community guideline violations.
You know what? We're trying to gain some more followers, so let it out.
Listen, that's just gonna be a disappointment for everybody. Who the fuck did he follow?
Paylor.
Paylor, yes.
Ah! Thank you. Pulled that out of my butthole.
All right, the tree was for Nyx's shape-shifting misadventure. That's a good one. That's funny.
Thank you.
The puka necklace was for Paylor and Nikolai. Fuck yeah.
Okay, and the sword, or was that the sexy dagger?
I forgot about the fucking dagger.
The lusty dagger.
I'm honest to God upset. I will never be able to go back because my memory is shit. That it's never been something that like has not known and understood. But like even going back and re-listening to City of Mist, I'm like, oh, I forgot about this. I can bring this back at some point. I will never have the ability to go back and like reinvest myself into Kingdom Come and re-enjoy that because I love that story, bias or not. It was such a fantastic campaign, and it's just lost forever.
It's like it's one of the great cities of the internet that has been lost. And that's on me. I'll take that. That's on me. I apologize.
No. Fun fact, something just because this is just chatting and I can throw in whatever fucking random thought that comes to my mind anyways because I'd mentioned this to you previously. The sandbox thing I'm doing for Discord D&D. It's going to be set in Kingdom Come, so we can go back into that realm and replay around with things. Oh,
he says it's a soul-stealing sword of Zodak. And that's how
linked into okay, respectable. That was an actual D&D artifact. I don't remember what it was.
Then John, these sticks. I don't remember who's left. Zoc, is that his like?
Yep. Okay, I could see that one.
The immovable rod.
I don't remember what his actual weapons are called. I feel, John, first and foremost, this is fantastic. Thank you for this submission. I feel like absolute shit that this all did not jump out to me because once it's spelled out, it all makes complete sense.
Oh, duh.
And I feel like a jackass that we're making this man explain his artwork to us right now.
About a campaign he designed it on us.
Yeah,
like, that's how short term my memory is.
Yes, Zod's rock. I like it. And it's also cool to see his interpretation of it.
Yeah.
John, this is obviously not me attacking you by any means. Like the sword, for example, I believe was a katana, but I don't know if that was ever like explicitly stated.
I think it was, yeah.
But still, that's his interpretation of it. Zoc's weapons were intended to be like these baseball bat size things with I want to call them like, I don't know what the term is because it's like, I want to say metal bubbles to like give a fucking shitty description of it.
It was
there's a term, there's a
almost like a club. It was like a club.
A club, but
very
like
cylindrical,
it had,
very heavy, long, with handles on the bottom.
But basically, like a John bat. Did not interpret that, and that's his own interpretation. I mean, I respect it. Puka shells, I mean, are straightforward.
That's the cool thing about
the Warhammer being.
He even got it spiked on one end.
I was just about to say, all because you upgraded. No, that's great, John. I like that.
I love it, John. And I was thinking that if this wins, what I'd like to do is I might go back in the design and just inverse everything so that basically the weapons and everything pops out in white, and then the whole background disappears.
That's smart.
So we'll talk.
I may have forgot about the katana description. Listen, man, interpretation. It's awesome.
No, I love it.
Hello, Oceana.
Again, you can all go vote for these on our Instagram, on Discord, on Facebook. Here is
Alex. There's not a doubt in my mind. This is 100% Alex.
Hey! What is up? DJF Heroes partied with a raid.
What's up, buddy? How we doing? How you doing, friend?
What's up? We're looking at some...
That's the perfect time for a raid, because this is DJ Boser's raid music going on right now. I'm very terrified to know who's twerking on the dance floor surrounded by an army of squirrels. That tracks. Am I missing a meme here for the army of squirrels?
I think it's kind of like Phineas and Ferb meme. I believe. Alec,
okay.
Talk us through this. Explain this. Feel free. We're talking to the artist right now.
Also, hello, DJ. Miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Playing Sly 2. Sly Cooper? Nice.
Oh, God. I don't know the last time I played Sly Cooper. That's a fucking blast of the past.
I really loved Sly Cooper's art style.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard they might be remastering one of those games. I haven't like delved into it much to see if it's true or not. I would like it to be true.
So Alex says, Jeff, since it's my Pokemon, he said he only levels up by beating squirrels. So I said he has to do it via dance battle.
Okay. I respect it. Alec, this screams you 100%.
It really
There's
does.
so much of your personality here.
And I know that you would not consider yourself the most artistic individual, but I'm just imagining how long this has taken, and I have so much respect for that. I regard you. I acknowowledge the work.
It's pretty spot on for some 8-bit art, though.
Yeah. 4 hours. I believe it. Like, that is clearly me. That's clearly me. That's got Boser energy up the wazoo.
No, he's got more eyebrows than you.
Look. Look. You can see him. Right.
No.
You can see him.
I felt bad if I didn't draw it.
Just look like a crazy homeless man.
No, I dig that. I like being able to look at somebody. Holy shit! Who the fuck did this? I like it, Picasso. Big
Have you
fat.
not seen this?
No.
Look what he puts me next to.
My dick is hard. I'm not gonna lie right now.
Look, this is me and you.
The energy. Who the fuck did this?
So, fun fact: this is an artist by the name of Andy Graves. And he is the same artist that creates the Cantinis with Cantina 13.
Oh. It's got tarot card vibes.
Yeah, it's got 4 Geeks and FGBG and 4 different languages.
Am I that cool looking to everybody else and I just self-deprecate that much that I'm not actually that cool?
How long do I need to keep telling you this? Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
It's dope. You're dope. And I love that he made me a tiefling. I love that I give off tiefling vibes. I've never played a tiefling.
That's cool as fuck. Damn, I found my next tattoo, guys.
Oh, actually, yeah, I need that on, like, my entire back.
That's fucking rad.
So
I feel like that's
Andy
a
Grace.
back design idea. I feel like that's a back, and then you just 4 Geeks by Geeks on the.
So that's
back.
what Moose said. That's exactly what Moose commented. We
Great
need
minds think alike.
big on the back, and then maybe the same design, smaller, or just an FGBG.
That's not a bad idea too.
On the front.
That's
just like a 90s
rad.
shirt.
Now we need a whole tarot card deck of 4 Geeks by Geeks inspiration.
I think we might know who we could commission for that.
Fucking money well spent.
Andy, let's talk. John, and look, are you reading this? Yes, you are that cool.
Guys, I don't take compliment wells. Knock it off.
He doesn't. He's never once acknowledged any time that I've given him a compliment.
I acknowledge them. I just call you a liar.
And then last but not least,
Alex, let me find out you submitted 2 of them.
That's you. That's you, T. Do you like his drawing?
I do like the drawing. Wait, who is he? Yes, Alec. Or
yes, this is Alec. Alec did this. We've got the whole gang. We have Moose. We got T. We got Boser. We got PK. We got Jeff Sitz. We got Lucas.
No, Lucas can't grow a beard.
Unless that's Alex and we just like skipped Lucas.
It is Alec. I wouldn't be shocked if he skipped Lucas.
Did you skip Lucas?
That would
Alex?
be pretty funny. I'm not going to lie.
It's Lucas. Okay.
Well, he gave you... Why does Jeff Sitz have 1 eyebrow?
Because I took his other one, I split it in 2, and I put it over my own eyes.
This looks like a 90s sitcom introduction.
I love it. I really do love it. I'm surprised Alec didn't make a t-shirt of him and Lucas fighting each other.
Right? That's
Wait, zoom in. What do you mean zoom in to who? Zoom into who? The eyebrow is there. I can't zoom in any more than I already have.
Rip. How dare the internet not work as well as it should?
How dare! Technical difficulties. So yeah, that is the those are the 6 designs you can go vote for right now. Please do on our Instagram, Discord, Facebook.
Definitely
Twitter
not going to
wouldn't let
scroll
me
on my
do it
phone
right.
at this exact moment to go or vote for these.
Like, I just want to say John voted for 1, 2, and 5, and his is number 3. He voted for everyone's but mine. He's dead to me.
For Geeks.
No, Alec found it funny, not an insult. Good. Because here's a real question. If you had to choose from our followers, who is the true best of us?
Who's the true best of us?
Yeah.
Well, that seems kind of rude to everybody we have in chat.
But it's also, in my mind, utterly impossible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody, like, the cool things about having a community like this, and we've talked about this so many times, and one of the reasons we struggle with growth is because we're so fucking vast. Like, you can't be this broad of a spectrum and expect growth because you need something niche to grow up. And the niche we're trying to grow off is solely based around geeks. And all of our community just geeks out about various different things. So, like, oh, who encapsulates us the best? Like, that's genuinely an impossible question because, like, as long as you geek out about something, you're encapsulating the heart of our intent here.
Yeah, you get to... You belong here. Oh my god, I have to acknowledge John just real quick. So no one told you Twitch was gonna be this way.
I hate to say, I was a diehard Friends fan growing up, and I thought it was the greatest sitcom of all time. I don't think it's top 10 at this point.
Oh, I think it's still top 10.
I don't.
It's solid. I haven't even watched it all, but I go back and I watch it with, like, my wife. She'll put it on at later.
If I'm in a manic state, I will go back, and because that's like that was like a defining show of my childhood. So I will always go back and watch it. But in retrospect, if you take out the laugh track, a lot of the jokes don't hit.
They're funny. It's not like The Big Bang Theory.
That's also
funny
not a
on its
top 10
own
show.
No, that for sure. That's bottom tier show.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I watch The Big Bang Theory because I mean I just enjoy sitcoms as a whole. But yeah, no.
I go back and forth. Like, it feels like somebody said to me the other day, they're like, all right, Boser, you ready? They didn't really call me Boser, but they're like, I just started a show and you're going to be so excited. I was like, what is it? It's like, I just started Big Bang Theory. Because on paper, I should love Big Bang Theory. I hate Big Bang Theory. It's not funny. It's like Two Broke Girls to me. It's
Two Broke Girls is good. I like Two Broke Girls,
it's
but
garbage!
I also as I was saying it, I have an obnoxious crush with Cat. What's her face?
Is it the dark-haired one?
Yeah.
Oh, and she's a very talented actress. Like, she's really funny. It has nothing to do with the
She's great in WandaVision.
Yes. It's the writing. It's just, they pump it full of every stupid juvenile, like, middle school joke. Like, Dell wrote the script.
All right, pause. We had to stop streaming, or we had to stop the flow of Kingdom Come because I said huge knockers, and you completely disrupted the entire flow of the scene for like 9 minutes straight.
I am not a professional writer on CBS.
And you're upset over juvenile jokes when knockers takes you out of the scene.
The bar I set for myself is way down here because I'm not being paid for that shit. They pay people to write equivalent of me on the internet. That's not okay. That's not a great bar. So yes, I do take umbrage with that. I expect better than I can do.
All right, so now I am curious though. Let's say top 3. What would you say your top 3 sitcoms are? Because we are close in age, but we're vast enough different. Because you experienced more of the 90s than I did.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously, again, we're same generation. We have a lot of similarities. But, like, you experienced a different aspect of youth than I did. So I'm curious, what's your top 3?
Okay, top 3 for me. I'm going to kind of mix a little bit of childhood mixed with current, like, recently. Seinfeld. I love
I'm
it.
sorry, all this shit you're talking,
I love it.
and you come out the gate with Seinfeld?
I love it. It's so funny. It's so stupid. It's about nothing. Seinfeld is the sitcom equivalent of 4Geeks by Geeks on Twitch. It's about nothing, but you still love it for some reason. You still love it. Seinfeld. Second. And this is in no particular order. I'm not saying like number 1 is Seinfeld. I'm just going chronologically. The Office.
I respect that one.
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, I gotta disagree with that one heavily. But in my defense, I hate Lily so fucking much, it's ruined the entire show for me. Because once you recognize that all of the problems in the show stem from her nosy ass shoving her head so far up everybody's ass, but thinking her own shit don't stink.
That's her character.
You rewatch the whole show and you're like, fuck this bitch.
We all know somebody like that.
I don't like her. And plus, at no fucking point should Ted have ended up with Robin.
Why?
Hey, kids, let me tell you all about this story about How I Met Your Mother. Oh, the last 10 seasons, I'm really just here for your approval to go hit on your fucking aunt.
No, but they mesh so well. They have such chemistry.
You know who he should have ended up with?
The baker?
Yes, Victoria. 100%, without a doubt.
I actually was a little disappointed that wasn't the real mom in the end because I don't know where I saw her before, but I had like a low-key crush on her. I think she's really cute.
Yeah. But you also love blonde
they had
bitches,
great.
though.
I like what?
You like blonde bitches.
She did not have blonde hair. It was like
She was definitely a dirty blonde.
No, for me it was her big bright blue eyes and her like really sweet personality.
Big bright something.
And I thought, and they had good chemistry together as the actors.
No, they absolutely did.
And then just their dynamic was really like, it wasn't perfect, but it was attractive.
I feel like it was the most realistic
electric.
relationship on the show.
I think you're right. But also, Robin and he did have real chemistry. And maybe it's not a soulmate, but that could be the mother. Easily.
No, she went, I don't want to be married. I don't want to have kids, the whole show. And Ted just pressured the fuck out of her to change who she is as a person. You can't tell me with such vast differences down the line, there is enough going on there to save a relationship long term. Because Ted will always have that resentment of wanting more that she has blatantly stated that she does not want, and he continues to cross that boundary to try to coerce her into what he wants and not what she wants.
He was a desperate romantic for sure. And he did pressure. So on that specific argument about Ted, you're right. I think generally speaking about being very different, I disagree because people grow, people change. Like, look at my wife and I. We are so very, 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 very different.
You're right. She's 100% out of your league.
Out of my league. Should not be watching The Bachelor in Paradise upstairs while sharing a mortgage with this piece of shit. But she does. And on some level, somewhere, it works because we are very different. And I will agree that there was even a point for a long time that we were maybe too different to work. But then we grew. So I don't know. We're not here to talk about
have an older soul.
Wait, I scrolled way up because I saw that I missed a question for
We've
Alex,
missed a lot.
Answer. I'm going up. Wait, Boser, you still didn't answer my AMA. Why did you put the worst artist between the professional artist? In my mind, Alec, I was doing it chronologically of those who submitted, and then I realized that I didn't quite get that right. So I didn't do it on purpose. I thought I was doing it in a fair fashion, objective fashion. It's not quite true. My bad. Also, I did all artists together because all 6 of you are fucking artists.
Big facts.
Seinfeld's overrated. Arrested Development is way better. I never got into it, not because
I've never
it's bad.
watched Arrested Development.
Not because it's bad, just because, I don't know.
Remind me, what is Yes Dear? It sounds familiar, but it's not clicking in my brain.
Is that the one
Why am I questioning this? Like, I can't just fucking Google it real quick.
I love Parks and Rec, and I would put that up there, like almost right in line for me with.
Oh, I remember this one because it's got Liza Snyder, and she's in Matt LeBlanc's sitcom, Man with a Plan.
Okay, now I got.
Yes, there is the two couples that live in the same house for most of the show. The one guy never takes off his hat.
Oh no, I love that show. Yeah, I love that show.
I forgot about that show until right now, Oceana.
I did too, but I loved that show. That's a great show.
I already closed it, but whatever the name I just said, her and Matt LeBlanc's chemistry in Man with a Plan on Paramount is fantastic. They mesh together very, very well. Jimmy was the guy with the hat, yes.
No, he's great. Mike O'Malley. Did you know that they find the ending back in season 1 with the kids because they thought it would, or they filmed the ending back in season 1 with the kids because they thought it would end at season 1 for How I Met Your Mother. I kind of believe that because, like, by season 10...
That's most shows, though. You have to try to prep for not being able to continue your show. So if you watch a lot of shows like, oh, this was intended to be one season... and then they go back and continue it on and have to start because that so many times like the love interest is coming together already. It's because that was the intent for the show, and then they go back and like, oh, now we have to like get them back to this point because we did this too fast because people liked the show, networks picked it up and are running with it now. But that's also downside of writing. It's like you have to be catchy enough off the jump to bring people in. But if you want a long game, outside of you funding this yourself and going to Netflix or Hulu or something and pushing this show yourself with no backing, you can't have a slow burn for any. You have to have that big pop and then basically reset and then hope the slow burn from there will last long enough for you to get to what you were wanting to do with your show's intentions.
I would love to have like a sitcom writer that has gone through this experience on the show.
That would be awesome.
I want to know what it's like because I'm sure, like, how do you even write a pilot knowing that that's probably not going to succeed, but still you have to write the whole through line of it?
I guarantee. Did you ever listen to Dungeons and Daddies at all?
I haven't yet.
Okay, so you know who Jimmy Wong is, right? Jimmy Wong. Freddie Wong. Rocket Jump.
Let me Google it real quick. I'm better with faces.
You'll recognize Freddie Wong immediately. Jimmy Wong's his brother. He does magic professionally now.
I don't recognize him.
Okay, so Freddie Wong, Will Campos, and Matthew Arnold are all professional screenwriters, and so they have their podcast Dungeons and Daddies with Anthony Birch, who was one of the writers for Borderlands 2, oh god, I'm blanking on her name. She's personal friends with Jay's Tabletops, because I geeked out over it when he'd mentioned he was friends with her.
Oh, I don't know.
Fuck, I am so bad. God, my memory is shit. Because she's the best part of the show, and I'm fucking drawing a blank on her name. Anyways, so they had a show called Story Break where they'd take fucking stupid ideas and turn them into full pilots. But so like they professionally have their own. They had their own shows, and they still write professionally, make their own movies. But after they do Dungeons and Daddies, they do a podcast about their podcast. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense.
That's amazing.
So a lot of the times they end up like talking about the process of being a screenwriter, and quite literally, it's like you write 100 scripts, 90 of them are getting tossed before they get there. 5 of them get reviewed and then get tossed in the trash. Out of the 100, you get 1 of them. And then you just have to hope you have the funding to make it work, and then go from there. And I'm like, that's so fucking stressful.
Yeah, how do you even begin to have the motivation to keep going after that first?
I hate myself too much to submit any of my pilots and any of my scripts because I'm like, oh, you hate this? I'll just go kill myself then. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks. Alec, also, I love the fact that you remembered I didn't have cable as a kid. Like, for some reason, when people listen to the shit I say, it startles me.
You didn't have cable as a kid?
See, I've said it many times. Alec
I didn't know
listened.
that.
You did.
I know all the trauma in your life. I didn't know you didn't have cable. That makes sense, though. Knowing the religious trauma, it tracks that you weren't allowed to have cable.
Well, no, it had nothing to do with allowed.
Oh, I was just being a smartass.
Well, let me think. I'm trying to think back because also I don't remember my childhood for the most part.
Same.
It was probably because we didn't want to pay for it, and my parents probably had less control on what we could take in. Yeah, a Christian with no cable. I had my 7 channels, and I liked Seinfeld after school every day at 4 o'clock.
Well, that makes a lot more sense then, because you were pretty limited on. Yeah. But also, not to sound fucking too old right now, that we didn't consume media like we do now. Like, I don't know about you. Like, quite literally, like, we make jokes about it, but, like, we quite literally, like, go outside and don't come home until the streetlights come on.
Right, we play
I'm assuming
outside.
Yeah, literally. Like, the Solomon family, like, I've spent more time with them than my own family. Like, I would leave on fucking Sunday and come home on Saturday, and my family didn't fucking question where I was. They were just, oh, you're alive? Cool. Thanks.
I didn't go that far. On occasion, there was one time
they lived like 3 fucking houses away. Like, it wasn't like I was fucking, like, they could yell through walls and I'd fucking come home.
Did you know the Ginthers?
Yeah.
On occasion, there was one time I was at the Ginthers' house.
I have not thought about the fucking, holy shit.
Pour one out for the Ginthers.
I have not thought about them in so long.
They lived literally around the corner from my house, like on the same block. And I was at their house, and I didn't tell my mom where I was, and I didn't like call because we didn't have cell phones. And I remember I got home and I got in big trouble because I didn't tell her where I was, and I wasn't home when I was supposed to be.
One time, my sister went to the Bettises, who quite literally,
Derek Bettis.
I don't think so. It was, I think it was
to dox him. Sorry.
I think you would have graduated with the old, because I graduated with Stephanie. Christina Bettis was Stephanie's older sister. I think she graduated with you or around you. Anyways,
Derek. There was a Derek.
There may have been. I don't. Oh yeah, that was their older brother. Yes. Thank you.
They lived the same street as me, 4 doors down.
You lived on Milwaukee?
No. Don't dox me. Don't tell me where I live.
You don't live there. So
my parents still do.
I don't think we're talking about the same people then, because we lived on the same street as the Bettises for my entire life.
Was it off of Lexington?
Yeah.
Did grapes grow on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, which house?
Yellow house with a brown porch. It was on the corner.
Bullshit. For real?
Yeah, that was my house.
How the fuck did I not know that?
I didn't know where you lived this whole time.
I lived in the gray house. Big front porch.
Where the grapes
do you remember the Steelers, the old couple, the cranky old bitches? They're dead now. We can dox them.
No.
They were our next door neighbors. They fucking hated us. They were the meanest old people I've ever met in my entire life.
No.
But anyway, back to my story. My sister went to the Bettises. I don't remember what she was doing, but we searched for her for like 6 hours. Cops were called, like could not find it, and she just walked out of the house when they. What do you mean? I was just down the road, and I'm like, what the fuck? We have cops. We were knocking on everybody's door, and cops were called for a kidnapping.
But that was the interesting time, right? Because like 50s and 60s, like kids were literally gone for a week and no one cared. Like you just show up. But in our day, like 90s, early thousands, we didn't have cell phones, so you didn't have a way to reach us. But you still were expected to be home because we'd seen what happened with the 50s and 60s when you didn't come home.
See, it's funny though, because Sky and I are very different parent-wise. I'm very much so trial by fire, like just do it, figure it out. And Sky's not a helicopter parent by any means, but like she was not comfortable with our oldest riding the school bus because she's absolutely petrified that a kidnapping may take place, which is a justifiable fear.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm not that way though. I'm like, no, just put her on the school bus. She'll be fine. We survived the fucking school bus.
Yeah, I drove a bus every day.
But then we have to go back and think about it. Like, there was a lot of shit we did at that point in time that would not fly nowadays. Because shit, like, I'm not saying my parents were abusive in the slightest, but like, I got my ass whooped enough times. You can't fucking touch a kid without anybody getting involved and getting investigated. And so, depressing story. The guy I actually roomed with my first year in college, very, very, very troubled childhood. And so when he would run away from his house, he would come to our house, and like it was such a common occurrence. Like the cops could just come straight to us because they knew that's where he went. They informed us, and this was 12 years ago, so times have changed, but at the time you could beat your children as long as it didn't leave a mark. So his mother, who is actually in a psych ward now, would beat him with a sack of oranges because oranges don't leave bruises, and the cops could not do anything and forced him to go back into the home because there was no physical proof of abuse taking place. Oh my God.
And the fact that you had done enough testing to know what will leave a mark and what won't.
Oh yeah,
that's fucked up.
No, this woman, like, so he and I were pretty close. So like, I would close enough. Like, I would just walk into his house. Like, we were like, I would walk into his house, and she, like, his mother is schizophrenic, so she would yell at refrigerator magnets. God. Oh yeah, she was a piece of work. The fact he came out of it alive in general was a fucking shock.
Yeah, John, who's reminiscing with us, said, and the Stranger Danger PSAs were on all-time fever pitch back then. I kind of blame some of my shyness as a kid on seeing some of them. Tell me more about that, John. Why? Like, was it like you were just so injected with fear of the other that you didn't want to talk to anybody?
See, I don't remember Stranger Danger so much as Dare being pushed.
Oh yeah, Dare.
And I upset that lion so fucking. I lied to that motherfucker, and I know he is disappointed in me at this point in my life.
Do you ever watch Adam Ruins Everything?
Yes.
Did you see the one on Dare?
No.
I don't think it was a full episode, but it was maybe on like early kind of drug PSAs. How basically these Dare officers bring a case with an array full of drugs, and just like, all right, kids, don't do these. And then kids get to ask specifics. Why not that one? Oh, well, that one will make you see purple elephants. Okay. Why not that one? Because that one will make you feel fuzzy all over. Okay. What will that one do? And because of Dare, they said because of Dare, it had the complete opposite effect.
That makes sense. My issue with Dare, and it's still the same problem, and we're going to get political here for a moment. Dare. Oh, that tracks. This is going to get political for a moment, but they pushed, like you say, like they pushed all the wrong things. Like marijuana is a class 1 drug at the moment, which is worse than fentanyl and methamphetamines and like.
Yeah, that's not.
And I'm not here to like. I'm all for legalizing weed. Take everybody out of prison that is fucking in jail for it, because the shit doesn't make sense. But they have pushed marijuana as being the worst drug out there for so fucking long. Weed has not killed a single fucking person, and all of these class 2 and class 3 drugs that are clearly worse than the rest. Like, no, we're not going to adjust this. You know how much money we're making off people using and possessing marijuana? No, we're just going to keep filling our prison systems. It's a fucking joke.
And in a lot of states, they have decriminalized weed, which is great. And I'm not about... I kind of think of weed the same way as alcohol. Like, I don't think you should smoke a huge blunt and then go drive a car. Or, like, go do other things. It does affect you. And from experience... I don't handle it super well, and I'm like, if everybody handled it the way I did, then no, it shouldn't be like a cigarette and go live your life. Like, right. It should be a recreational kind of thing. Weekends, at a party, whatever, but it shouldn't be throwing people in prison for a slightly good time.
And literally the only thing that's taken so long for legalization to take place is the government can't find a way for them to line their fucking pockets with it.
Right.
It's the only problem.
It's stupid. John said, on my previous question, it's the thought of, okay, don't wander off, don't talk to anyone who you don't know, and just play it safe, which is a concept, isn't a bad thing, but I took it too far in practice, out of worry that something bad could happen.
That's interesting because I'm the opposite. When I was a kid, and I think it might just be age and coming to terms with understanding that life can happen at any moment in time. Because growing up, I was a fearless motherfucker. Wouldn't not do anything. Tell me to do. I'll do anything for the story. And this is a problem that Sky and I have.
Do it for the vine.
Literally. And this is a problem Sky and I have in a relationship because I'm the polar opposite now. I don't ever want to leave the house. I don't want to go interact with anybody because I have such an innate fear and I get so much anxiety about leaving the safety of my home now that it's crippling. And she's like, can we go to a bar or something? I'm like, nothing sounds less enticing because that's so many new issues that we now have to be present for and aware of. And I now have to put some level of trust in all these people to not do anything in this moment. And I can't do that. But you asked me 10 years ago, listen, I fucking battled opioid addiction and alcoholism. Like, I did not give a fuck about anything. I would do anything. And now, 27 years old, I'm like, you want me to have a drink in public? No.
Hi, Cutie.
We have a drink in our home. We can stay right here, but you want to go outside? No. Touch grass? No, thanks.
And, like, on one hand, shit's gone down that's created this anxiety in you, and you didn't do that on purpose. It's not like you asked for that, right?
Right.
But also, on the other hand, how much power are you willing to give that anxiety? How much control over your life are you willing to give up?
It's a real issue. So it's very interesting that John has that. Obviously, John and I have different perspectives of that, but it's very interesting to see, like, oh yeah, I definitely gave that too much of my power, like you just said. And now, like, now this is something I'm dealing with the aftermath of.
And not only you, like Sky and your family and like your relationships. And it's like, how did this become a therapy session? Or at least a meta therapy session? We literally do. It's interesting that for a geeky channel, how often, even in Geek Out sessions, like with Canadian Cutie, past Geek Out session alumni, thanks for tuning in, thanks for hanging out. How often it goes to that, like, what's your mental state like? How does this affect your day to day?
I think it's important we have that conversation, though, because mental health is not given the respect it deserves. And it's something that gets so glossed over. And you would think that in a geek community, like, you don't have to worry about mental health. You're being free. You're being yourself. But as we all know, that's not true. You couldn't be a geek 5 years ago. You were still getting harassed and bullied and growing up. If we fucking did, and if this was a thing while we were in high school, I would have got bullied more than I already fucking was. Like, there's no way this shit would have flown in high school, middle school. There was no enjoying anime. There was no being outright about playing Magic. There was no enjoying video games. Are kind of on the cusp. It was, you had to play Call. You had to play a shooter. There was no RPG. Video games,
right?
Yeah, so it's such a major thing. Like, and now we deal with the aftermath of not having that ability to be ourselves for so fucking long. Like, I sit here often, I'm thinking, man, I wonder how much happier I would be if I accepted so long ago, just be myself. And nobody is paying attention to you like you think they are. You are making, like, the scenarios you're in much worse because you, like you said, giving too much power into something. Mm-hmm. You are much more scared of what you think people are staring at you, but they're feeling the same thing you're feeling. So you're cosplaying as somebody else, trying to impress these other people who are doing the exact fucking same thing, and nobody is themselves.
Okay, real life aspect, and to acknowledge Canadian who just put that, said, yes, so many people hide behind their feelings versus facing the truth. So proud of you for being honest and speaking your truth. And we want to be the example that when you geek out loud, you attract your tribe, and by attracting your tribe, then you can feel safe. Like, there's no reason to hide what you love because so many other people are already doing it, just like you said. So, okay, I don't often bring my real life into this, but
damn, I do too much. My bad.
No, you do you. You do you. I get plenty of attention in my real life. I don't like to mix it.
Yeah, you do, pretty boy.
I do. Okay, I'm an acting coach, right? And one an experiment that started, I don't know, like 8 years ago at this point, was I was hearing the same things from my individual lesson students of like what they were afraid of, what they're insecure about, what they worried other people were thinking about. So as an experiment, I said, okay, I'm going to pull out these little slips of paper, and let's just, as an experiment, you tell me when you're about to perform or when you're in rehearsal, what are those dark little thoughts saying in the back of your head? Like, what are you hearing? And I'll write them down, and I'm going to keep them so that nobody can recognize handwriting. It's all my handwriting. Everything's the same. Nobody knows. They're like, okay. So they shared them. I wrote them. Next student, I do the same thing. Next student. 8 years later, I'm still doing the same thing. And then after they
same answers.
After they share them, I was like, okay, now I have this drawer full of people's fears. Let me read them off to you real quick. And in rapid succession, it's the same, damn, thing, over and over. That it's like almost funny that you're hearing the same things that feel so crippling to you, but from 100 other people, because every time you hear it twice, that's 2 different people. Yep. Every time you hear it 16 times, that's 16 different people. And we are always worried about what people are thinking about us, when in reality, we're too busy worrying about what people think about us to even have those negative thoughts about other people.
And it's such a weird thing, like, because social media, like, this is only possible because of what social media allows for this to become. And that's also like the downside, and this, we're gonna fucking sound old as shit here, like, that's the downside of social media, is it gave that platform for us to create this facade of who we want to be,
keyboard
to impress other people. Exactly. And this is something I noticed a lot more with my oldest right now, because she's in first grade, so she's definitely, it's nothing too major, but like, I've heard her mention like, oh, well, this is cool at school. And I don't think by any means with my oldest will we ever have to worry about not her being herself, because she's fucking 6 and older than John. Like, she's got the oldest soul in the world right now. So like, she's very true to herself, and I hope she stays that way, because I really want her to find her identity early and never step away from that for trying to step into that it crowd. And if I can do anything as a father, it's the one thing I want to teach my girls, is that to be you early on, and you will be so much happier in life. Because we've talked about this before, I've battled depression my whole life, suicidal tendencies, and it's all because I was never willing to be myself. I was always trying to hide who I was, because I didn't think that anybody would love me for me. And now I have a whole fucking community. I have a whole family. I've got 2 kids that love me for me, and I missed out and losing so many memories due to myself, because I was.
You're breaking up a little bit, and it's probably my fault.
Oh shit!
Go back and say that whole sentence again, because I know it's great, but I'm sure you.
I don't know how far to go back. Like, I just lost years of life and happiness based around the fact I allowed outside and social pressures to impact me and lose who I am, when, like you just said, nobody's fucking paying attention to me. They're all dealing with the same shit that I am dealing with. And so I've lost years of my life to that fear. And if I can do anything for my girls, is to never allow them to have that fear, and to always just be you, be proud about it, and be fucking loud about it.
Yes, and exactly what Cutie just said. I think it's why I'm so honest and open. I've seen so many struggle, yet I try to tell everyone it's okay to be odd, it's okay to be wrong, it's okay to be you. Just embrace it. Like, that's what I fell in love with you immediately, Cutie, because you had that
I'm so sad I missed that show. I was in chat, but I wanted to be in that conversation so fucking bad.
And I'm sure even for you, Cutie, like, that didn't happen on its own. Like, you had to learn that hardcore. And T, you just said something that I don't know if this will surprise you or not, but like, you just said that I wanted to be myself, but I didn't know who that was, and I didn't know if when I knew what it was, if people would like it. Mm-hmm. I literally remember saying that out loud in middle school. Like, I had all of that fear and anxiety.
Which is, from an outside perspective, that's so wild, because I don't think you have changed grand scheme, I don't think you have changed a lot over the 20 years I've known you, because you, from my perspective, you have always been this loud, bright, bubbly personality. And obviously, knowing you on a deeper level, I do know like the nuances that have changed you.
Yeah.
But I feel like you found yourself at a very young age. And I've always looked up to you because, and again, we've talked about this mildly, like I started acting because of you. Like I didn't get into any social clubs in the 3rd grade, but you in the 6th grade, I was like, he's the coolest guy in the world. I want to be Tanner. And so when Doug came up and he's like, hey, do you want to join drama club? Tanner's in. Fuck yeah, I'm joining this shit. I get to be Tanner. Fucking absolutely. And so, and again, this is something we've touched upon, and I hate to like just rehash like everything I've already said previously on other episodes, but like I've idolized you in that aspect for so much of my life. And I just think it's fantastic to know that you were able to find yourself at that early point in your life and expand and grow upon that, because you found your lane early on, and you have been able to perfect that and grow with it and turn that into something else to grow, to give other people that platform, to give the other people their allowance, their place to come to be safe and grow. And that's all because you're like, yeah, no, this is who I am. I'm loud about this. I'm proud about this. I'm going to do my thing. And now because of that, here we fucking are 15 years later.
I'm so uncomfortable. I just knocked my headphones off. And honestly, thank you. Like, honestly, thank you. Like, I'm an emotional person. I'm not going to cry right now. Thank you, because that's what I want people to take away from me. And that is so magical. Yes, hi, my real name's Tanner.
Oh shit, my bad.
It's fine.
I mean, I know it's not that big a secret, but
anymore, right? Yeah, I'll explain that why there's a difference anyway. But I'm so thrilled that I could leave that kind of impression, and that's the kind of impression I always want to leave. But then there's a huge dichotomy between like what I want and what maybe people see and what I feel, which is not that at all. It's not feeling great and feeling like, wow, I've got it all figured out. I am who I am, and I'm going to embrace it and expose it and share that with the world. It's a constant struggle of trying to get back to what, like you just said. I want to feel like what you just said, because I don't. Like, it happens daily. There's some days that it happens and I feel like, yeah, I think I'm doing a good thing, and I know who I am, and I am who I want to be. But most days it's, damn, I used to be who I want to be. I want to get back to that. And it all goes back to that same thing, that all of us are struggling with that. And yet we assume that everybody else has a clearer image to who we are, and they're going to see right through this facade that we are clearly wearing, that it paralyzes us to actually just be that 100% authentic person that we absolutely can be. And I have to believe we can be. Otherwise, I'm going to die of a depressive state in this very moment. I have to believe that we can get there. But it sounds so woo-woo-woo-y. First, you have to believe that you can get there.
Yep.
And it exists. And because you can see it in me, then that must mean it exists.
Exactly. And it's important to recognize, and I think we all know I'm a self-deprecating individual, and I don't do it because I'm fishing for compliments. I self-deprecating because, like you just said, I don't see what others are seeing
for some stupid reason.
And so that's why, like, I've always been a flirtatious individual, but like as I've grown older, in retrospect, it's less me being a flirtatious individual, but it was me trying to help people see who they are and recognize and be happy with themselves. Because in retrospect, like, I can absolutely see like how I was coming off by being that complimentary individual. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a fucking chunk of my life I hate myself for, because I was a fucking nice guy and it was disgusting. But anyway,
same. Honestly, same.
But and that's one of the big things. Like, I don't do it because I want it in return, and I don't do it because I want others to do it, but like I find myself to be just an average individual. Like I don't think, like Freddie Wong made a comment or something that stuck with me on his podcast. You don't have to be special to be worthwhile. You don't have to be special to be because at the end of the day, a lot of us aren't special, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know about you. I grew up like, oh, you can be anything you want. You just got to set your mind to it. And realistically, that's not going to happen for everybody in the world. I wanted to play professional baseball growing up, and I started playing baseball with people that were actually good at baseball. I was never going to be a professional baseball player. I could work my ass off. I could do it day in and day out and maybe make it to some aspect of the league. But look at how many people have spent their entire lives playing a sport. To get to that top spot, you have to be in that top 1%.
Okay,
but if somebody's in that 1%, but hold on. But if you're in that 1%, there's 99% of people that are not. But that doesn't make them any less worth it. And that's something that I have always battled with. I've always thought, because I can't be the best at what I was supposed to be, or I was told that like I can be the number one in this, I'm not special. So my life is not worth it because I'm not special. And this was something I have battled for the last 27 years of my life, and I still battle with it because I don't feel like I'm special. It could directly correlates to me not feeling like my life is worth it. And that is something I am actively trying to like improve upon myself, because I didn't have a bad life. My parents didn't get divorced until I was 23. Did they have their conflicts, or did I have to get in between some shit I shouldn't have at a certain age? Yeah. But the worst thing my parents did to me was tell me that I am special, in the sense that they pushed me to be that 1% and did not allow me to be anything less. That made me completely blur those lines to think because I'm not that 1% at some aspect, that at the end of the day I can't be anything, and that all of this is just a waste of space.
Okay, here's where I'm going to fight you on this, because I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying, in the fact that none of us can just be good at whatever we set our mind to. I also agree with you in that, because
right.
I've tried, and I'm a really positive thinker, and I've tried, and I'm still not good at so many things that I want to be good at. But I think we have to flip the framework on, if you're not special, you're not worthy, which is kind of the mindset that we all adopt. Even though I believe with Freddie Wong, that's not true. But it's not because you're not special, but you're still worthy. It's just you're not focusing on what you're special at. We are not focusing on what we are already special at, which, like Alec just asked a second ago, was your mindset to be a DM? Because he recognizes, of all the things in the world that people are good at, that's actually a conversation
I do want to come back to here in a moment once you finish your...
Okay. But you are a fantastic DM. Your storytelling aspects, you see it every week on Thursdays on City of Mist, and then D&D previously. If you haven't watched City of Mist, come watch that on Thursday just to hear how T cannot help but take a story and inject it with specialness. With, like, your creative spirit is utterly overflowing at all times. And I didn't tell you this. I ran into Mr. F-Sits not long ago, a couple weeks ago. And he was talking about our channel. And he was talking about watching a few episodes of our TTRPG. And he said...
Oh, God, that's terrifying.
He said, damn, T is such a great storyteller. When I had him in my class, I could not believe how those stories just poured out of him. He couldn't help it. And so you have found a way to share your stories. No, you're not great at everything. You know you're special at everything. But
I'm going to step away for just a moment.
That you were special at.
It's prevalent to what we're discussing right now. I will be right back. Take me off screen so they're not seeing my personal life behind me.
Okay. If anybody's recognizing or resonating with anything we're saying, holy shit, we did not mean for this to become a goddamn sermon tonight. but I'm here for it because I think it's such an important part of the conversation. We always want FGBG to just be an escape. For the most part, we want to be an escape. Shit gets real too often in your life. You are dealing with work. You're dealing with relationships. You're dealing with inadequacy. And we want this place to be a place that you can just escape. Talk about Game of Thrones. Talk about video games. Talk about D&D. Be that place that you can just go away to and forget for a while. But they aren't completely removed, right? It's all connected, right? And so it's important that we acknowledge these things. And thank you for sticking around and being part of this conversation, because these are the most important conversations. I really do believe.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, let me catch up on the chat real quick so we don't lose anybody. Canadian Cutie says, I had the thought I'd be a football player because I was crazy good at it. Little do they know that I play with balls, just not with my feet. That's the case, right?
Holy shit!
I love her. I love you. I love you. I love you. John says, T, I know you're not a musical person, but I recommend listening to the song Just One Person from Snoopy the Musical, either the original version or the Muppet version. It fits the theme of the conversation tonight. Musicals have the power, John. You and I both know that. Dang, T is such a sexy storyteller. He's gonna fart on the bed. I'm loving it. I'm too young for this. I'm still a child. We should talk about Code Lyoko or eyebrows. Boser, favorite topics. Canadian Cutie says, no, thank you. This is why I love 4Geeks by Geeks. Mine is Boser being extremely awkward in real life and asking you to jump on my back or let me ride you. Yes, I know. I'm not that awkward in real life, I swear. I don't know why at cons I lose my damn mind. So thank you for still being a friend.
I still haven't been to a con that needs to change.
That's going to change. 2023, I'm taking you to a con.
Don't forget, Grand Rapids has their next month if you want to go.
In November?
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't looked at ticket costs
We'll talk about it. That's why we have a channel. I'll pay for
it. So two things. To go back to... Oh, God, whose comment was it about being a DM?
Alex. Did you always know that you want to be a DM?
No. So I've been writing since I was a kid. My life goal has always been getting my name in bookstores and libraries. I want to see T.A. Simpson on the spine of a book somewhere, right? Has always been my goal. I sprinted up the stairs and I'm so winded right now, and that's why I didn't do this earlier.
Sure, you won't take the laundry down, but you'll run down.
God, you can't say that out loud. Sky's still up because she's gonna make a comment about that. I went to the basement anyways. But no, so I didn't start DMing until I was 19. No, that's not true. 2019. That's not true. 2017. I've only been DMing for about 5 years.
And you were not 19 5 years ago.
I know. That's why I was trying to think years. Brain bad memories. So I've always been writing my entire life, and it dawned on me recently, a lot of my projects, I feel like I probably could write for shows because I love collaborative writing. And as I've kind of done more projects and have started working on other things with other people, it always goes back to all of my projects fit so well into the mold of a TTRPG. So I'm finally coming into myself. I'm like, oh, I may not be a poet. I may not be a novelist. I may not be a screenwriter. I might be a TTRPG writer. And that's weird because I don't feel like that's going to be anything that ever gives me notoriety, which, as egotistical as it sounds, I want my name to be known in that facet. So yeah, no, I didn't plan on ever being a DM. Fucking love this shit now, not gonna lie. But speaking of Mr. F-Sits, high school, fucking hated high school a lot. Hated every aspect of it. I've known the F-Sits family for as long as they've lived in northern Indiana. And Todd has always been it's so weird to call him Todd now that I'm an adult and play games with him sometimes and have conversations with him. I always admired Todd for being an excellent teacher, but just an incredible writer and having a way of bringing that out of his students. This is our project from 10th grade.
What?
So this is everything I ever wrote in his class. No, we're not. You don't get to see the words because it's bad writing.
False. I don't believe that. No one here believes that.
Oh no, this shit is awful. I think I could go back and expand upon these projects and turn them into something. But the writing themselves is awful. But this is every project he had us ever write, and things I've written throughout the years have been added into this book. Like some of these pages are like 15 years old. All with different projects on them. But the one thing that Todd told us when it comes to writing is, and this actually goes back to a Jordan Peele quote that he actually said not too long ago. Just keep writing. Don't think, write. If your hand hurts, loosen your grip. Just keep writing. Don't edit, write. And this goes back to a Jordan Peele quote. He said, I always have to remember my first draft is just me shoveling sand into the sandbox to build a sandcastle. Which I was like, holy fuck, that's so great, because I sit here and write all these projects and I'm like, fuck all this shit. This is bad. Of course it's fucking bad. It's a fucking first draft. Right. I'm sitting here trying to figure out the end game and how to make ooh and moments. Like, holy fuck, I didn't see that coming. Of course I didn't fucking see it coming. I don't know what the fucking project is yet. Here's my bullshit dumped onto a page. You got to weed through it a little bit and figure out what you're trying to tell. And that's why our next campaign that I run, I already know what it is. I already have, we're in the middle of, I'm still writing this campaign. We're still growing this massive fucking story. And I already have the next campaign written. I know what we're doing next. I know the campaign we're doing after that.
Yeah, you can't help it. You've got ideas up the wazoo. And you said don't write.
Don't think, right.
Don't think, right. There's an acting quote, don't act, be.
Yeah, exactly.
And it all comes down to, don't try to take all of this genius in your mind and funnel it into what you think people need. Just be your most authentic self. That's what people want. Oh my God, that's my favorite Henry Thoreau quote was, don't ask the world what it needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, because what the world needs is people who have come truly alive.
And that's
what we need.
Like once you have determined that, it's so easy to like just say those things and have the feeling behind it, because like it makes sense to you because you've been there. But it's not an easy thing for you to find out who you are. It's not an easy thing for you to figure out what you're good at. And that's okay.
It makes it worth it.
Exactly. Life is about experience at the end of the day. Good, bad, the ugly. Life is about experience. It's a learning scenario, no matter how you look at it. Mm-hmm. We could sit here and talk about every fucked up thing that's happened in our life that turned us into that. But that gets you where you're at now, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it now, look at it, the stepping stone that this is going to turn into. We've already gone this deep, so why not go deeper? This time 3 years ago, I was in New Orleans with my best friend for his bachelor party. I am on my way to pick up an engagement ring for my daughter's mother. Ready to propose to her, make this fucking 5-year relationship come together. And as I'm doing this, I'm texting her sister. I'm like, hey, what do you think of this ring? She gets a hold of her sister, and after 5 years, I get broken up with over a text message. I fly
after you bought the engagement ring.
I fly from New Orleans back home. My apartment is empty. She took her shit. She left. Right? This sounds bad. The words that are about to come out of my mouth sound bad. Caveat: my relationship with this individual had been dead for about a year. The ring was trying to salvage, trying to make the life I wanted my daughter to have, right?
You were trying to pump it full of love and life.
Exactly.
It wasn't organic. It wasn't real.
If she didn't leave, I would not have met Sky a week later. I would not be where I am at in my life in this moment if that did not take place.
And you would not have experienced the love that you feel, the worthiness that you feel.
3 years ago, I felt my world literally implode. And I was to the point, well, fuck it. There's no reason for me to be here. I immediately went back to every old vice I had. And then I swipe right on this 5 foot tall fucking sassy ass woman who is now the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. And it's a reminder, like, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything happens for a reason. And you have to recognize that if you're in a valley, the hill is coming. You can't respect or appreciate or learn the highs or lows without experiencing the other half of it.
Right. I've always been a huge believer that every lesson I've ever learned, I've only learned the hard way. Because that's who I am, that's how I learn, and I've accepted that. And like you know, I have experienced what I thought was the end of my rope. And it broke every piece of me, and I thought I would never rebuild it. And on the other side of that, it's weird to say, holy shit, I'm grateful for that.
Exactly. And you have to sit back and be willing to take it all in, to recognize it for what it is, or you're going to perpetuate all of these cycles that you keep finding yourself in. If you're not willing to learn, you're not capable of growth.
Right. But Alex said, this is getting too deep.
Yeah, you guys want to know what we were supposed to talk about tonight? Here's our checklist for what our conversations were supposed to be tonight, guys.
Don't do it.
Overwatch 2. Rings of Power. City of Mist. Don't worry, we got one of them.
We covered that.
T-shirt contest.
Hey, there's 2.
Wakanda Forever.
Nope.
Vox Machina Season 2.
I'm excited.
The State of the MCU Phase 4. Scary movies. And the next one we'll get to. So we have a checklist of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 things here. And when we end this stream, we will check mark 2 of them. We sit here and write this shit for us to fucking, what are we going to fucking work on? What are we going to talk about? Like, we don't fucking have chemistry, 15 years worth of communication to sit here and like, oh man, what if we run out of things to talk about? If we run out of things to talk about, we need to sever ourselves as business partners.
We're done.
Because there's nothing left in the tank at that point.
And that's what I like, T. That's what I fucking love about you is I've never not had something to talk about. Like, I've never had to think of something to talk about with you. Like, this is just so easy, and I think that's so happy. I'm not done. I'm so happy.
I'm trying to avoid the compliments. I don't want them.
Nope. Own this. The chat will back me up. This is why I'm so happy to consider you my business partner and one of my truest best friends. Thank you, buddy.
I never answered my top 3 sitcoms.
What is it? What are your top 3?
Scrubs, Modern Family, The Office.
Okay, Scrubs. I liked it at the time. I think
you have to ignore season 9.
When I go back and watch, like,
just like Friends,
just too much.
It would not be made today.
JD is just too much.
Hey! I will not tolerate Zach Braff slander.
I like Zach Braff. JD was just too much. It's just too much. I need him to have a ball sack at least.
He does eventually.
Great. And I love there's a through line. I love that there are enough seasons that there can have some growth. Office, brilliant. Modern Family, brilliant. Love them both.
Oh, do you have the video queued for our upcoming collab?
Yeah, totally. Yep. Just keep talking.
While he's looking for that, we have a... is this our first crossover stream?
Officially, yeah. Our first, like, actual crossover stream, for sure.
Our first co-stream we are going to be having with Let's Get Rollin'. While he's looking, we're going to talk about some great people and just the power of social media. When I stepped into 4 Geeks by Geeks, it was kind of one of those things like, you've been here. I came to you for some behind the scenes stuff anyways. There's an opening. I could use the assistance to fill. And that's perfectly okay. I knew what I was stepping into. But one of my goals stepping in was help the channel achieve growth, because one of the things I thought the show was missing, or the channel was missing, was interaction with other content creators. Now with what Boser does on Mondays with the talk show, he fills that gap fucking handsomely. So what I was doing was, since I get to work from home, I have a lot more privilege for what I'm capable of doing with having my work set up in my personal setup. I spend a fuck ton of time on Twitter, or did. I don't do it as much anymore. But I spend
plenty
lot of time on Twitch just hanging out with random content creators. And one content creator I met due to TikTok was Decent Studios, who we've talked about often. I'm still trying to get him on a Geek Out session, but he is a busy fucking man. Jesus fucking Christ. So he made a TikTok, and it was an older TikTok because TikTok was in that weird phase of not cycling fresh content. So it was when he was just starting, and he was talking about raids and growth. And I was like, hey man, we don't have a massive channel, but if you're still working on hitting affiliate, let me know what days you stream, and I'll bring our community over so we can help pump your numbers so you can hit that affiliate status. And he messaged me. He's like, hey, man, I appreciate the offer. Give this love to somebody else. This is an old video. I passed that a long time ago. This man just celebrated 10 months yesterday, has 2.1 thousand followers on Twitch, averages like 40 people in every one of his streams. Shout out Decent Studios. Man's a fucking godsend. Fantastic human being. But because I spend so much time in his stream, I got to know some fantastic individuals, one of them being Britt, who is one of the co-hosts of Let's Get Rolling. And just back to the power of the internet, we're meeting so many people. All of you are because we have the internet. And we get to cross over with Let's Get Rolling on October 30th. And if you haven't been to their stream, haven't hung out with their community, they're great people. And it's a weird thing. Shout outs don't do a lot on Twitch. A lot of people don't click links to go somewhere else because you're taking them out of the moment. Right. So I'm very, very excited to do this co-stream because you're actually going to be able to come in, see us.
My finger slipped. I'm so sorry.
I thought it was funny. But yeah, so October 30th, we're crossing over with Let's Get Rolling. We are doing a Monster of the Week one shot. Monster of the Geek,
I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Monster of the Week one shot. Hashtag Let's Get Geeky. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. We have 7 players.
That's the biggest D&D session that we've ever had.
It's going to be very interesting, but I'm very excited because we've all seen what our people bring to the table with City of Mist. I've hung out with Let's Get Rolling on their D&D nights. There's some incredibly creative individuals.
Incredibly creative. Like the fact that I've been talking to Britt and about her graphic design background and her video editing background and everybody's characters. Like we got to hang out just the other night that we all video chatted for the first time. And I saw some of those people for the first time, but it didn't feel like the first time.
Exactly.
Because we've spoken before and everybody was like laying out their characters. Okay, Alec can be excited about this. Half of the cast of Scooby-Doo.
Yes. I think we have everybody covered. I don't think we have a Daphne. We don't have a Daphne.
We got a Freddy, we got a Scooby, we got a Shaggy, we got a Velma, a dark goth Velma.
I think technically we have a Scrappy.
We might have a Scrappy.
I think.
We've also got like a goth kid demon lord with his mother. And like classic Minnesotan mother. And
I'm so fucking excited.
So excited. Like I'm really excited to do a one shot that's gonna be just a pure one shot. And T, let's keep it a one shot.
No, it's not.
Because I mean that in the way that, like, I want to play this whole story out. It's going to begin, it's going to end, and I don't care how long it takes. We are scripted from 7:30 to 9 or midnight.
Midnight.
So, but if it goes longer, damn. Oh well.
I hate to be Killjoy. This is going to be a Monster of the Week. We're going to conclude this mission. This is going to be contained story. However, I am establishing it where if we want to come back and do it again, it's open for continuation.
I could bring Zephyr back. I'd be excited to bring Zephyr back.
Unless you die.
Zephyr never dies.
Because I don't have a problem with killing you because I've played with you enough. I'm not going to feel bad. Because you guys know what
He's one with hell, though. Why would he die?
They'll just send you to heaven then.
Ew.
Exactly. Oh, God. Were we playing charades?
We said we were, but that'll be a next month thing. We got into some... My favorite thing, real life organic conversation. That's what Just Chatting's about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we did it.
And I know we tend to repeat ourselves with these, but I really want to drive home the reminder that mental health is important. You are important. And I'm not going to throw Boser under the bus for this. I'm not going to force him to do this. Our DMs are open. When I say that, if you message us on Instagram and it's like, hey, I need to have a conversation, Boser, I'm not saying you have to have this conversation. Boser will text me like, hey,
let's do it.
Go jump in chat right quick. Or you can find me on Discord. You can find me on Twitter. Fucking add me on Facebook. I don't give a shit. If you need somebody to talk to, we are ready and willing. Legally speaking, we are giving you life coach advice, not therapy advice. We are not therapists.
Right. No.
So what we say is our life experiences to help you mentally work through what you're dealing with. Whatever caveat we got to say so we don't get sued.
And we've always said that about geeky shit. Like when you're excited about something, like we're willing to be that person to be excited with you, and that still stands. But there is this flip side of that coin, and I'm glad that you made mention of that. That it's not always excitement. Sometimes you're dealing with some shit, and maybe it has ties with how you feel your cosplays are going or your presence on the internet, and you need somebody that's going to at least listen. We aren't going to have every answer. Absolutely not. We are not trained professionals. But we are absolutely willing to listen and be willing to be there for you. So as if you reach out, you can say, I want to talk to T. I want to talk to Boser. That's great. Or if I didn't talk to somebody, then we'll both be there for you. That's what we do. We are for geeks by geeks.
Yep.
For you especially.
We are here to help you through the highs. We're here to help you get through the lows. We want to see you succeed, and we're not going to be here just to exist for the enjoyment.
And meanwhile, I sent Boser a chat saying, help, I've been kidnapped. He spun it 3 days later. Said, new phone, who dis? Oh my God. I love it here. I honestly love it here. This is like my safest space that I have.
I need life to chill so I can get back to streaming. Because it sucks. I hate not streaming. I do find it very mentally taxing with everything I have going on to sit here and put on a facade like everything is okay. And I need to recognize that I shouldn't be a hypocrite and I don't have to put on a facade with you guys. Never once there's anybody. I've come into stream like, hey guys, I'm depressed and I don't really want to be here. And everybody's like, then why the fuck are you acting like you're okay? Nobody's asked you to act like you're okay. So I do recognize I sound like a hypocrite at the moment. I will not talk to you about my problems, but I do expect you to come talk to me about your problems.
And I'm going to repeat the same things I told you off stream. That anytime either of us are dealing with some shit, I'm never, ever, ever a proponent. We'll stream anyway. No, right. Take the day off, take the week off. That is first and foremost is mental health, just like we preach to everybody else. So while, yes, we want to preach that mental health matters and the conversations matter, if you yourself aren't even in a place that you can hear it and you aren't at a place that you can, if your cup isn't filled, you can't fill somebody else's cup. And
I've tried, it doesn't work well.
And unfortunately, when we are streaming, when we are like here in this setting, we are here to kind of fill other people's cups.
Yep.
Even though my cup is being filled right now. But if it's completely empty and this isn't going to fill it, then by no means should you feel like you are obligated or have to try to get online to fill others. And I know that everyone in this chat's going to agree. And that's why I fucking love our family. Because everyone's on the same page. We've yet to have one person even show up, except Alec.
Boser, those last 2 comments are for you. Please don't empty your cup on stream. Go to the bathroom.
Can I be honest that I did pee in a cup this episode?
I'm not shocked.
I haven't in months, but I did tonight.
Oh shit, you did it Saturday.
No, I did not.
You
I didn't
sure?
pee in a cup on Saturday.
I'm pretty sure you did. I thought we had a whole conversation about it.
We talked about it, but I didn't do it.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I joked about it, but I haven't peed in a cup in months, and I peed in a cup tonight. But y'all never know. So, that's me. Yes, I did mute myself. Because I've actually I've listened back to other Geek Out sessions that I didn't mute myself, and I can hear it. I can hear it. And I said, oh my god, that's the longest, 35 seconds of my life.
I'm sorry. I will never be able to look at Cutie and not think about that ball playing comment.
You should go back and watch all of Cutie's comments, because that's one of, I think we got up to 14, Cutie. What was our cringe count?
That was one of the funniest comments I have ever seen
She is
in my life. That was so subtle. It was fucking top tier.
She is. Oh, but when Dell says it, it's different.
Correct.
That's correct.
Hashtag
right.
me too.
Look,
You're a man. There's a dramatic difference when it comes to making comments like that.
cringy things, we got up to, or I personally got up to 13.
Listen, Cutie, I don't know how much he talked about this with you, because again, I unfortunately missed this conversation. Boser and I had a private conversation. He's like, I don't know how to not be awkward going into this, because I know I'm going to be awkward going into this.
I'm going to say all the cringy things, and I don't know how not to.
But again, I want to give props to both you and Cutie. It's something you and I have wanted to bring onto the show for a long time, because it is a very important conversation to have. As somebody who did OnlyFans at one point in time, versus somebody who is currently actively doing OnlyFans and doing
As someone
it in
who's actively viewing OnlyFans, right?
And Cutie, who is actively posting it in a public format.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, honestly, yes, but it is very, one, empowering, and two, fantastic that we had somebody come in and talk about the negatives of it, because that is something that is so grotesquely ignored. And not just talking about adult formatting media in any means, but just the negatives to anything cosplay or anything geeky. Everybody always wants to talk about the positives. Nobody wants to talk about the negatives. And in that circumstance, it's so massively important to talk about the negatives. And I think Cutie just did a fantastic job highlighting some of the things she has to deal with and things you really have to come to terms with if this is going to be a facet of life that you want to step into and explore. Because again, it was something that I did for a chunk of time, and it negatively impacted our life as an outcome of that. And it was something at the time when we were doing it, that's not something we even thought about, because outside perspective, why the fuck does it matter? But yeah, again, Cutie, episode was absolutely fantastic. If you guys missed that, go watch it on YouTube. It truly was a fantastic episode. And again, she just highlighted some very important things about that lifestyle that need to be said, because it is sex sells. And unfortunately, we've met a lot of, I don't want to say female cosplayers, because I just learned.
Yeah, not just female.
Yeah, Sky just actually taught me why female is a derogatory term, so I was trying to come up with the polite, the correct way of saying that.
Female presenting?
The female is just a bad word. You're not supposed to say female.
Okay.
I'll explain to you that off stream, because it's a very dark story. But yeah, anyways, it's there, and it doesn't get talked about enough. So Boser was very excited to have you on. You were a fantastic guest.
The best.
And just thanks for coming on.
And I know you say thanks for letting you come on, and I'm going to say you are welcome to come anytime.
All right, we need to find somebody to raid.
All right, well, guys, this was your fake Mondays night Geek Out Sesh, where we would normally geek out with amazing people every other Monday night. So come back next week when we geek out with shit.
I don't know. That's your department, my man.
We geek out with oh my god, somebody my wife actually got me in touch with. If you've ever seen any recent episodes of Star Trek, and you might wonder where the models of the Star Trek Enterprise or any of the other ships come through, I've had to talk with the guy who literally is making those.
All right. See, you lost me at Star Trek, 'cause I don't give a shit about Star Trek. But that interests me.
Isn't that dope?
Am I free next Monday? I hope I'm free.
I hope so. Come back.
I'll make sure I'm free.
He's making the models.
That sounds awesome.
He is a modeler, and he's been doing it for a long time. And he like won a contest to like be featured in the newer Star Trek. It's so cool. I can't wait to get to know him and learn about his story. So come back next week. T, what are we doing Thursday or Wednesday?
This Wednesday, nothing. My oldest has a concert.
And you know what? That's
family day that day. But we'll be back on a Thursday.
Episode 14.
Episode 14. That's wild.
14.
Doesn't make sense because we started recording this in April.
It does though, because it tracks. We haven't missed a week. 14 of City of Mist, and we are continuing down this rabbit hole. And every time I think we're about to have like a normal shopping episode,
no.
T won't let that happen, and he has to crank it forward so that the entire world is ending, and then we have to deal with it in the best way. And I really mean that in the best way. Like, it's always exciting.
I don't know. You were
always
complaining
exciting
Saturday that I'm not giving you answers to any of your questions.
No, it means you're just postponing those answers, and I can't wait to eventually find them on episode 57.
Yeah, I know. I know what the conclusion is. I just don't know when the fuck.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You think you do, but we're
I already
gonna
know
make
what
that change.
season 2 of this show or what of this project will be. So
he says now.
I plan sometimes. May not look like it, but
no, I know you plan. I know you plan a lot, and I respect and appreciate all of that planning that you do. And I respect and appreciate all of you for tuning in each and every week. Thank you. You are our family. Literally, I mean it when you are my safest space in this world. And I cannot express what that means to me. So, on behalf of myself, thank you for being a part of our FGBG family.
You guys are kind of okay.
And that's it. That's all. That's all.
Well, until next time.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm Boser.
Mondays are your days. I'm T. Oh, we just went 2 separate places.
Oh, did you do it? Well, my bad.
Oh, yours is fine. Yours took priority. That's okay.
Well, okay. And you just
We're professionals. You guys just keep geeking out.
Geeking out. Love you guys. We're
Bye.
going to Super Snips. Give her some love. Stick around. Hell yeah.